Well, hey there team, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to some more X4. It's so wonderful to see everyone coming back. Well, I mean, it's not like you left or anything like that, but the fact that you guys are still pretty hungry to watch a dickhead like me wander around the universe and bloody wax poetic as he tries to figure out how to bloody scan things with his car. So, where were we? I was struggling to dock and undock here. I fired some shots and someone said something about a station not liking me, but we're okay. I appreciate all the feedback. I read your comments, lads, and you're all pretty good sports. You're all good sports. Not pretty good. Anyway, so, some thoughts. People express that essentially finding missions, you just do exactly what I'm doing, right? You just cruise around, and you might catch some things, scan some things, that sort of stuff, so... Oh, what is this? What is this? Low-grade smart chips flooding the market. Hard? Been hired by local authorities to investigate the increased reports of navigational system errors in a variety of ships and drone tech. Oh, no good. It's a Toyota recall event. These events are often resulted in ships smashing into asteroids or attempting to dock rather... I know this is for lore, but how good would it be if you got a defunct ship and your ship just starts crashing and you're not sure why? Well, you know what? Actually, that would probably be incredibly unpleasant. The source appears to be cost-cutting at several smart chip production facilities, leading to less than satisfactory performance of the products they use. While we work on these corporations to bring them up to standard, we also request new products for them to fill the gap. Station specifications. Destination Grand Exchange. I know that. That's a place. That's a location. It's one of these. Oh, I haven't discovered it. Oh no, there you go, Grand Exchange. Ah, where'd my mission go? Oh look, another mission. How do I open this back up? How do I read? Fuck you, game. I want to read it. It's gone now. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's gone into my mission manager or something.
Requesting permission to dock. Docking permission granted.
Alright, well, that was the end of that. I hope someone resolves the chip situation. Could use some help patrolling one of our sectors to ensure everything is peaceful. If we can guarantee safety, we can focus our efforts on expanding and stabilizing our reach. This is pretty generic. Secure our sector for at least 20 minutes and we'll compensate you for your time and add a bonus for every enemy you protect us from. Well, that sounds pretty cool. 92,000 bucks medium divvy. Ah, that's fine.
I knew I could count on you.
Lock it in, baby. Is it this here? Food trader? I didn't really pay attention to who was giving me the mission. Set to inactive. No, I want to set to active. Okay. That's me. That's me. Fuck, I don't know. I don't understand. Fuck it. Should be right. Control. Find way to path to profit. Okay. Anyway, so... The other thing I was interested in is mining, and I looked into it, and apparently I have to buy a ship. There's just no two ways about it.
Mineral.
What is this? Enemy? Oh! Look out! I mean, I know this UI is overwhelming. It's trying to do a lot of stuff, but fuck me, I reckon it could be better. But it's hard to criticize something like that without... Oh, here we go. Wait, resource probe? Is that mine? Satellite? It might be my satellite, I'm not sure. That's cool. Resource probe. Anyway, I looked into, fuck it, let's just go explore there, whatever.
Autopilot. Engage.
Fly to unknown station. Yeah. Yeah, so I looked into it. So we got to go to a wharf I think. And order a ship, actually, is what we'd have to do. Sector, path to profit. Ah. Black hole sun. I don't know where that is. Oh, did we just did we almost just autopilot into a, an asteroid?
Autopilot engaged.
Oh, what is this nice, pleasant music? Yeah, so I'm sorry, I'm being instantly distracted. I'm like a puppy dog playing this game. It's a good problem to have. Just cruising around, picking up missions, scanning around near ships. People said that if I did actually sort of go to those data leaks on stations, it's mostly dodgy illegal missions, which sounds pretty cool to me. A boy's gonna make a profit in the space, and who's really gonna police me, the Scarlet Seeker, in fucking space? Space! How do you police nothing? I argue the validity of these laws.
Autopilot disengaged.
Now, what is this place? What is this place? Right, patrol, path to profit. Oh, did it reactivate the mission? Ah. A teledianium factor. What is this mellow music? Let's go. I wonder if this scanning, like, I'm clearly scanning the sections of the station. I'm sort of trying to listen out for a radio signal because we've had that happen before. I don't know. There's a question for you, my sweat boys, my neckbeards. Should I be scanning like that? Do you know, see how I'm turning all the grey sections into color? Oh my goodness, my frame rate. What happened there? Oh yeah, when you look at the sun. Looking at the sun's not a good idea. Yeah, should I be doing what I'm doing, like scanning every section? Does that yield results? I don't know. All right, what if I go autopilot now?
Disengaged. Autopilot disengaged.
Find way to
Autopilot
path to
disengaged.
profit. All right, we're gonna assume path to profit is a place. I'm gonna stick my head in this hole. Is this the in-hole? Kind of doesn't look like it, doesn't it? No, look, people are coming out that. Let's go in here. This must be the in-hole. Is this is all my speed, is it? Fuck. Go faster. Well, maybe there's a speed limit here. We were talking about Elite Dangerous as well. Like I said, it's an interesting oh my god!
Entering Grand Exchange.
It's an interesting
1.
terrain that I need to navigate as a YouTuber, right? Apparently you're not allowed to cover things. What's this? Suppose you're not allowed to like games that everyone else hates. So it was very popular to hate Elite Dangerous Odyssey, but I kind of liked it, to be honest. What? Look at this. There's a bloody rock in my way. I don't like where this is going. What the fuck? Where am I? Why am I here? What just happened then? I wanted to go to this super highway.
Autopilot disengaged. Autopilot disengaged.
What? Take me to the super highway. Maybe we try that one.
Autopilot superhighway unknown sector.
Oh, I think I made a mistake. Shift 1 is super fast mode. There we go. My stupid fucking ship.
Autopilot disengaged.
Oh, I have no idea. I have no idea what's going wrong right now. It's alright. I'll do it myself. Anyway, I liked Elite Dangerous, the little bit that I played. Well, I played a lot of it, but the Odyssey, the running around and scanning shit stuff and breaking in, that was fun. But, you know, if you play it for 10,000 hours, maybe it gets boring. Maybe like fucking everything in life. Maybe the sweaty boys that are like, oh, Elite's not the life-changing world experience. Maybe they just need to play more than one game. It's just a thought. I don't know. What would I know? I'm just some idiot that plays video games. I play bloody 7 different video games a day at the moment. 8 because I'm clocking full games on the back end to do reviews. There you go. There's a sneaky little bit of information you probably didn't know. I'm going to start reviewing games too. Because fuck it. Who needs a life? Looks like I'm going in this the wrong way. Oh no, maybe... Oh, I'm going in it the right way, actually. Oh, I fucking don't know, man. Yeah, anyway, so if people want to see... I might bring Elite back. If you guys would like to see me play Elite, I might bring that back maybe as part of my revisit series. So I've been thinking about it. Star Citizen? I don't know. Oh, what is this? Where are you sending me? Oh.
Entering Grand Exchange 4.
Ah. Alright, well, fuck, how do I get out of here? Excuse me, hiccup. Alright, yeah, I've got this patrol mission for 100 grand. We don't scoff at that. Alright, I've got a little miniature plan now, right? We're gonna scan, we're gonna find another jump gate, and we're just gonna go for a drive. Wait, patrol path to profit, fly to Grand Exchange. Is that a different mission, or is it trying to make me go back to Grand Exchange? Oh, hang on, we might be onto something here. Because I don't have a navigation... See how it's trying to nav me to there? Like, say I nav to there. And then go set to active. Oh, look, it wants me to go back that way. Okay, so maybe we were in the right sector. Or maybe we had to leave from a different part of that sector. Why is my tab driving me so fast this time? It is a bloody speed limit, isn't it?
Autopilot engaged.
Oh my god, what a nightmare. Sorry team, but you know, this is the genuine experience of the newbie. I might look into Star Citizen, but if I recall, that was nightmarish to try and capture. I don't exactly have the sexiest rig ever. But we'll see how we go. Oh, and my computer. Ha ha ha. Lol. I'd be open to looking at other games too.
Entering Grand Exchange.
I don't know, what are people that like this game, what do they also enjoy? Yeah, okay, so Grand Exchange 4.
Autopilot engaged.
Wait, so why is it trying to send me through this jump gate again? Oh no, 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 no. Am I going back? No, no, no. Oh, I think I'm going back through the sector by accident.
Autopilot disengaged.
Oh, shit. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm getting confused as to where I am. Set to active. All right. We're down here. So it's got to be in Grand Exchange 1. Or there's a jump gate out of Grand Exchange 1. Look at this dude. He's a bit busted up. Okay, finally. Fuck me. Give me some scannies. There we go. That's... Oh, no, further.
Autopilot engaged.
Alright, hopefully we can figure out some answers out here in the unknown. Yeah, no, I do enjoy this. I wonder if my... Well, like, we talk about how by the end of this you're supposed to have a fleet of ships and you're supposed to be some Giga Chad Thanos motherfucker taking over the galaxy. What are you doing, autopilot? And I wonder if it'll hold my interest at that point. We've looked at Stellaris a little bit on the channel. I really like Stellaris. The problem is, even though Stellaris is almost mainstream, I would say, like, this game's still very niche. And the danger, now, we seem to have some self-aware neckbeards that follow this, right? So bear with me, boys, right? A little insight from the YouTube side of it. I cover niche games all the time. That's part of my appeal. That's part of what I enjoy doing as a YouTuber, right? But the problem is that you do get these sort of gatekeeper, super sweaty neckbeards. Not like you guys. You're all very charming and friendly and helpful. You're actually, you're quite a nice community, which I like. It's a pleasant surprise. But you probably understand, and maybe you've met these guys in the X4 community, where, I don't know, it must be a power thing. It might have to do with real life and how they are in their day-to-day. But they get very much like, this is my niche, and I'm in charge, and I know everything. And they get quite hostile and quite gatekeepery. So I find that can happen, but usually, like, the more niche the game, the smaller the audience, the smaller the player base, the more of these sort of weird, I don't know, I don't want to say chads, because they're the opposite end of a chad. They're a guy that thinks he's a chad. That you know, they get very cagey and defensive of their game. Anyway, if you're this guy, or if you don't know what I'm talking about, maybe you're the guy. But surely you've met these dudes, right? And so when it manifests for me, there's a difference between helpful advice, which you guys have been giving me, right? And then there's, you know, just being a prick, which I get that a lot as well. Anyway, oh, what was that? What was that magic sound? Purple. Maybe that's a data vault or something? I don't see anything. Oh, what the fuck is that? Let's go have a look. I don't even have something I can lock onto. Is that a jump gate? That looks like a jump gate.
Jump gate. Nopelius Fortune.
Yeah. Well, it's not telling me to go in there. Let's go in there anyway, because I want to know. I'll finish my rant in a second. Anyway, the reason I mentioned Stellaris, because Stellaris is incredibly, like, it's as close to mainstream as you can get, you know, Paradox game, and of all the Paradox games, you know, it's probably the biggest one. Now, I know Crusader Kings and all that have their moments too, but like the closest to mainstream. And yet you get a lot of people from that, like, when I play Stellaris, I'm quite happy to read all the texts and explore and talk to the aliens and, you know, almost roleplay it, I would say, just enjoy it. But people are like, oh my god, what a fucking new bag of shit, he's not building the 10,000 ship army with this, you know, and just the amount of mongrels that come out of the woodwork is fascinating. Why can't I get in the jump gate? It seems to be grey. That might have something to do with it. Information. Destination owner, question mark. Bugger it, let's just drive through it and see what happens.
Entering system. Nopelius Fortune.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, see, now it's trying to tell me to go back. Okay, cool, so there's something going on. Oh, look at that. Yeah, so at least the guidance keeps sending me back to bloody Grand Exchange. So that's got to count for something, right? Oh, is this like a bloody two-way street? Ooh!
Entering system. Grand Exchange.
I wouldn't mind, I'd play Stellaris if you guys are into it, but I don't know, maybe there's no overlap. Maybe you're all like, oh yuck, Stellaris, disgusting. I don't know.
Autopilot.
I'm just going to keep
engaged.
exploring these stations because I'm having fun. And I know someone pointed out that this is very different from something like, you know, Stellaris, the traditional 4X, and I get that. I get that you can see that, but I also think this, to me, as I understand it, is closer to a 4X, even though it's in a different force perspective, right? This is from a first-person perspective, but from what I understand, you do, like the videos that I've looked up over time, you end up playing in the map screen, ordering around 100 different ships, right? The being in the cockpit seems to be only part of the loop. I could be wrong, absolutely, and I'm not saying you can't just play it that way, but I think the end destination is to almost try and turn this game into a 4X, right? This game wants to be a 4X, it's got a lot of 4X in it, and I would argue that this probably is closer to that 4X model like a Stellaris than it is to something like, oh, I don't know, an Elite Dangerous, which is still pretty grounded on you, your ship's upgrades, and that's about it, right? You know, it's not about production facilities or anything like that. Not really. You're forever the middleman. You're forever the courier or the warrior, just carrying things from point A to point B, that sort of thing. Whereas this, you're trying to be the head of the corporation. Almost a little bit like Eve, I suppose. That's my take. Oh, there's another jump gate out here. There's 2 jump gates out here. Why is there a crown over that? Anyway, so my point is, I would go, on that assumption, I would assume that there would be more overlap for the fandom of this game and a 4X. So then that makes me wonder, bloody, like, Total Warhammer. I've got that. I really like that, you know? Is that something people would enjoy watching on the channel? I don't know. Am I accidentally doing the patrol mission just by being in this region? Is that what's going on? Patrol path to profit. Secure our sector for at least 20 minutes. I guess I'm sort of patrolling at the moment. Now, can I wander into the next zone by just driving over the line? You know what I mean? Like, is this actually one-to-one representation, or is this a map for ease of understanding? Is this like the edge of the universe or something? Is there a big wall there? I don't know. I don't know. Let's go have a look. So yeah, anyway, I'm open to suggestions, lads. I just figured there's a bunch of you here that are pretty hardcore about this game and like it, and I'm not trying to steer you off this game, but it is one of those things, especially when you do get a fairly chirpy niche. You know, you're all pretty quick to let me know what you reckon. I like to pick your brains. So anyway, I don't need to waffle on to that too much more. But if there are, yeah, and you know what? There's probably games that I don't know as well. And there's probably other games that I refuse to fucking play. Like someone asked me about Empyrean the other day, and I restrained myself from writing a response along the lines of, no, sorry, I only play good games. But you've kind of undermined that, Scarlet, by saying that here, haven't you? Anyway, not a big fan of that game. But that's the issue with something like... Now, it's easy to criticize Star Citizen. I've barely played Star Citizen, right? So take all that with a grain of salt. But from an industry perspective, I do like to use it as a bit of a talking piece.
Disengaged.
Because their inability to understand the concept of project creep and project scope management is so fascinating to me. And it's part of a reason why I kind of hate early access. Because you have this situation where
Autopilot engaged.
let's create the hypothetical. You got a couple of little bloody neckbeard boys, you and me and your mate Andrew, right? And we're like, let's make a fucking game. Let's make a cool game in our garage, right? We're gonna take all our extra bloody pizza delivery money, and then we're gonna sweat away for a couple of years, and we're gonna make this indie little gem, right? And then all of a sudden it sells 1 million copies, and it blows out. Well, we put it into early access, right? And everyone starts buying it. Oh no! And so instead of sticking to the original plan, we start adding more features because it's early access and we've got all this extra money and we can, and it can be bigger than the original scope because we were fucking poor, right? So now we've got a bit of fuck you money, so we can expand it out. But that's not how project management works, right? And you might be listening to this and you don't know anything about it. I've been part of project management most of my life, right? And like the tendering process and all that, there's a whole discipline to it. But essentially, we won't get into that, but project management, you need to balance. It depends who's talking to you about it and who's teaching you about it, but quite often, like, it manifests as a triangle, and you got to balance, your costs and your scope, that sort of thing, right? And it's one of the idea is that as you trade off one thing, if you pump one thing up, you have to trade off the other, right? And the most simple and obvious answer is, if you want to add more features to the project, you need to, you have to increase costs? Well, that's not necessarily a problem, because arguably the costs increased first. And then you potentially have to add time or manpower, push out the date, the deadline, because this, even with all the money in the world, you still need the labor to get the work done, right? Anyway, so these projects, and you can see where this is going. Star Citizen's a great example. They got all this money, and for some strange reason, they feel they have an obligation to add more features because of the money, which that's not how it should be. I think that's probably the first problem with early access, right? You can give the developer a fuckload of money, but they shouldn't have any obligation to make the project any more than what it initially is, because that's what a project is. It's kind of a closed system, right? You modify it and all that, but that's so you can hit your targets on the way. Essentially, you tender your project, or you put your proposal or prospectus out to we the people, you have an entry cost, an asking price, and you deliver the goods, and you try and deliver them on time. So unfortunately, they've created this culture where they think they have to keep adding shit to the game in order to justify all the fucking millions of dollars people keep giving them. And so the project keeps going longer and longer and longer. And, it's become a meme, but it's a very real meme. It's just not going to fucking release. And unfortunately, it's created this secondary kick on hype problem. Oh. What's this? What is that?
Jumpgate, path to profit.
I found it. Where am I? Right.
Autopilot.
All right. It is a jump gate. Hey, I figured it all out on my own. Anyway, why are you talking about all this stuff? I don't know, because I'm cruising around in a spaceship, exploring. I'm having a good time, but, I can talk a leg off a chair. So what's your point? My point is, one, I shouldn't be critical of Star Citizen without giving it more time, right? So I realize that there is a sort of a hypocrisy. No. It significantly invalidates my position because I'm standing back talking about it, but I'm talking about it from a model perspective. I'm not even talking about its technical merits or whether it's a good game or a bad game. I'm talking about their mismanagement of the project concept. But unfortunately, this has become culture in gaming, right? People now expect this if a game starts making a bunch of money. People are getting cranky at Valheim, right? Because it sold 1 million units. And it was a handful of dudes that made a really cool sort of, not proof of concept, but they launched a cool product. And now people are like, well, where's more? Where's the stuff? We played it for 1 week straight because we have no fucking life. And now we're bored. We're out of content. And it's sort of like, bro, maybe just, let's not go in here yet. Maybe just understand that it was going to be like that from the beginning, Anyway. So, but who am I to assume that the consumer would take the time to understand the nuance of the industry? We want more, and we want it now. Anyway, So there you go, bit of a rant and a chat about project management and project scope and scope creep and how I see a huge problem with the early access model. And maybe you can start to understand why I drop it in videos occasionally that I really dislike early access because it's being abused from many angles. That's only one of them, right? Arguably by the success of companies. But then, and we didn't get into it today at all, but you guys know the other end of it, the shovelware, right? I don't know how much you trawl through Steam, but that's a big part of my job is trawling through all the third-party sites that do PR and all that sort of stuff, and just the amount of shovelware trash that goes out under the early access banner and hides behind the idea of, oh, well, you know, this is a work in progress or whatever, and it's something they slap together with asset flips and that sort of shit. So, yeah, I think early access is a cool idea, trying to help the developers along. Like, on paper it's a great idea, and in its infancy was very cool, but as it's gone further and further along, the rubber band's gonna snap, man, because it's just like, I'd be curious. Weigh in, boys, let me know what you reckon. I'm not trying to be controversial here, but I'm sure a lot of you are getting fucking tired with the early access concept as well. I'm lucky, right, because I talk to the developers and they'll give me a code and I play a game and I move on, right? But for most of you, you're only buying one game a week, a month, every now and then. I wonder how many of you have actually spat the dummy and said, get fucked, I'll put the early access game on my wish list, but I won't buy it until it releases. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot of you that feel that way. And that's not on you, that's on the abuse of the early access system. Anyway, we got on a little bit of a tangent there. Long story short, I should play Star Citizen more. I'm not critical of the gameplay at all. I'm just critical of the project itself. And further to that Star Citizen, why are we talking about that? Because it's sort of like these games, I guess. Tell me what you like, boys. Do you only like spaceship games? Is that what it is? Are you into 4X games, boys and boyettes? Tell me more. Tell me what you'd like to see on the channel. I'll put it on the short list, which is not very short. And, maybe we'll bring some other stuff in that, if you're here just to watch X4, I wouldn't mind covering other games that you boys would enjoy as well. Anyway, stop waffling, Scarlet. Video's over, team. Thanks again for joining me. Might just leave it there for the time being, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.